Hello viewers, welcome to Tier 2 Austria, where I'm joined by Van. I'm Smithy.
Hello.
How long do you think the race will
Tier.
last today?
I don't know. It depends how much time Codemasters wants to give us. Last night we had a lobby restart, and then the game just completely bugged out. So we're gonna see if this new update today, bringing Jeddah, either fixes whatever happened last night or even breaks the game even more. Because if you guys don't remember, back in Spa, Tier 1 had a flawless race, and then Portimao came out, and then Tier 2 had a terrible race. So we'll see what happens. It's gonna be
Ah,
interesting.
people are asking for telemetry, so I will be back.
Right?
Yeah. And now with telemetry. This should be fine. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Usually I'd say something about the Tier 1 race and see what the strategy is, but then honestly today I have absolutely no idea how this is gonna turn out.
Well, it's going to be a very easy one to stop, soft to medium, medium to soft. Really, you shouldn't touch the hards unless there's an early safety car and you feel like you could use that to your advantage. I know Tack was sort of planning on it. I saw him swap on the hards after his incident.
I don't know. I don't know. When the safety car came out, I was gonna do double soft and then try to last the end. But let's see what we're doing. We're watching Mr. Hood as he is the first person on a hot lap going through turn 3. I keep forgetting that's actually a turn. Turn 2 should not be a turn, but here we are. Going down into turn 4, nothing doing here. This is probably a banker lap anyway. Ooh, there's a yellow flag in sector 2. I should turn on the map.
Yep, that was Leslie's stop. Eric picks up the first lap of the night with a 105.8. Mr. Hood, he went very wide, and I'm surprised he did not get an validation here, but looks like he'll go faster by 1 second.
104.8 is very respectable, especially on this tier.
But it gets beaten by Niall and the AlphaTauri on his controller. Pop Dog 105.2 on the medium. Fig 110.4 on the medium. He's definitely not doing a real lap with those.
We're gonna see a bunch of people going through the line right now.
Yeah.
As Josef Wansaria, that's an invalidated lap. I just saw him cross the right line. That's unfortunate. He'll have to go for another banker lap. So far, we have a McLaren about to cross the line as well. And that's the start of his hot lap. So the first round of banker laps are in, and Neil is up 104.7. That might stand actually.
I'm on board with Chipsy, who's in the Merc. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be in the Williams.
There's probably a reason he switched cars. He just set a purple sector 2. Going through sector 3, this is probably the hardest turn of the track. Keeps it in the white line, which is exactly what you want to see. Full throttle to the line, which gets him a 104.9. That's also a purple sector 3 as well. So he just needs to sort out whatever happened in sector 1. He should be on pole.
Leslie about to finish the lap here. Definitely a banker. He is not going as quick as he normally would be. Oh my god, actually I was completely wrong.
Yeah.
It looked like he wasn't going to be that fast, but he pulls in a 104.8 on 2-lap old softs, just beating Mr. Hood by 0.005 of a second.
Meanwhile, Cosmic's had a small incident down at turn 3, which has blocked what looked like was Chipsy double pushing because I saw him do a purple sector 1.
It's hard to tell. I did not read if he was up on assignment. It looks like he is going into the pits. Yes.
Yes, he is.
Tykesman on the lap, starting 1, and actually, as I say that, he is almost spinning out of the exit of turn 1 on those mediums. Probably not going to set a lap. Exieto is on a lap coming into turn 4. Exia, who didn't seem too happy to race tonight, but he's coming. The experience. On the mediums right now. See what he can do.
Starting on the mediums is actually not a bad strategy. I don't know, it's very marginal. If you're planning on a one stop, both are very marginal. It depends where you're. Depends if you think you're encounter traffic or not.
Decent exit out of the last turn for Exia, and he sets a 105.5. Not too far off what could be the third row for him.
We're looking at Tykesman as he crosses the line for a 110.1. He's probably going to want to start on some. He's probably going to have to try again, right?
MLG God is on a hot lap. I think the furthest one we can see right now. And that Alpine looking to get a good result here. Still fighting for that championship for Chick Games and the constructors as well. So we'll see how they can do.
Yep, looking at MLG God as he goes through the final set of turns. Keeps it in the white line, which is exactly what you want to see. And he spins! And that's it for MLG God for this qualifying session.
Yep, that's all it takes, and that's a bad start for Alpine's weekend here. We got who else we got? We got his teammate J Games coming out of the exit of turn 3, looking to hopefully not follow in the mistakes of MLG got in the last turn.
He's just set a purple sector 1, so he really needs to make up the ground, but he's on the pace to do it. Goes to first 2 turns as your championship leader. You expect him to get a good lap in, and he does set a purple sector 2, but he misses that apex.
Yeah, that was a weird turn by him. Hopefully it didn't cost him too much time, but there's still 9 minutes left in this qualifying session, so he could still
could definitely still improve. But as he goes through the last turn and crosses the line while the Haas gets out of the way, he sets a 104.7, which is only 0.03 behind the pole.
300ths of a second behind Niall. Niall's still in first. And he has Leslie Stomp and Mr. Hood all on outlaps. Chipsy on a hot lap. Fig on a hot lap as well. So we have a lot of people to look out for as they're starting their second hot laps of the night, looking to climb up the grid. And there it is, Juan Soria taking pole position away from Niall. But now it's Babu who takes it from Juan, and that's 110 faster than him.
Let's hold that thought because I'm looking at Fig set of purple sector 2, so the track is really rubbering in right now. He gets very much on the curb right now, which is probably going to get him a lot of time. Goes to the last turn. DRS right on the line. It gets him a 104.9.
Yep, and that's honestly, like, look how close between it is with Chipsy and Rad. 1,000th of a second right there. And Chipsy, he's going to finish his hot lap, so we'll see if he even goes up a little bit, maybe even take pole. Let's find out as he's coming to the last turn. Puts the power down, opens DRS, and he's going to set a
104.1. That's a very fast time.
He is 3 times quicker than Babushka in the Aston Martin. And who else we have on hot laps here? Mr. Hood, maybe? Mr. Hood is 4 times up on his time coming into the final turn. Oh, actually, he invalidates on the final turn as well. And that was going to be he was going to be the teammate right there by 100th of a second. That would have been insane. but he does not get it, and we'll have to wait for the next set to run
We're
with
probably
ET
just
plays. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're probably just waiting for the next set of lappers to come out. But 104.1 is going to give J Games a little bit to think about. As we see a Alfa Romeo sort of lap. Let's run on board with...
Hot Dog.
Oh, never mind. I was about to say, let's run on board Nismo, but he's just invalidated on the first turn. And
Yeah. But Pop Dog, he's almost 3 times up on his time now. Let's see what he'll get in the sector here. He had an okay race, if I remember, last week, so he'll be looking to keep the momentum on his side here. There's a lot of space for him to work with here, and let's see as he crosses that sector time. Oh, and that's almost an invalidation. He's 3 times up. He could still find a little bit of extra time, possibly push himself in that top 8 area. Let's see what he can do coming into the final few turns here.
He's pushing very hard, gets right on the curb, right on the curb there, and he went at.
Oh, there it is.
That doesn't invalidate.
I don't know how, but he picks up 10 at a 105 flat all the way.
Yeah, he should be thanking his lucky stars that he got any time at all. He almost crashes it into the wall at the end of the turn.
Yeah. We've seen that happen. Oh, he actually got disqualified for blocking the pit lane, and that means he's not going to start 10th. He's going to start in the bottom. Oh my God, Eric almost collided with him, as he can't do anything about that. Eric getting spooked.
Yeah, that's not Pop Dog's fault, because when you get disqualified, the game just takes over for you, and that's kind of what happens.
Luckily, Eric was also on an outlap, so he did not get too disrupted by that, but that's very shitty for Pop Dog to have to deal with. That's an F in chat for him.
I was about to say MLG God is confirmed to start from last, but I guess Codemasters have other ideas.
Yep, never say never. ET Play is going to finish his hot lap of the night, last one of the night, and he's going to set a 5.6, good enough for 14 if you want to improve on that.
Yes, if you're starting on 14th, you might as well just start him with. You start mediums on the start. Is anyone else on a hot lap? Eric is on an out lap. Is about to start. Not much else going on the track. So let's follow him through the entire lap. You're going through the start finish straight with DRS wide open. Get all the way to the left for turn 1. Gracefully hit the curb, and you're going through the turn 2. It's pretty straightforward. That's pretty straightforward. You're going through what is turn 3, but doesn't really register for if you're driving. Go through turn 4, messes up the exit of the hairpin a little bit as he opens DRS again. He's gonna need to find a little bit more time than that. Is that his first lap? That is his first time. That is his first hot lap. So he's probably planning to run again, but with 4 minutes left on the clock, that's probably asking a little bit too much.
Gypsy on an outlap on the mediums. I don't think he can beat his time. And he's actually stopping on track for some reason.
Just let people through, probably.
But I don't know, it's a very odd decision. I mean, he seemed to have enough space. Who's behind him? I wonder if this is maybe something they're thinking of doing. Nope, not Mr. Hood, so I don't know what's going on there. Chip.
I would be very surprised if we can beat 104.1.
And he's going slow again. I wonder if maybe he's just going to pit. I mean,
wrong tires?
Very odd. I don't know. I guess he's not going to pit.
No, he's going for it.
He wants that slip from Atmosphere, maybe?
No, he's going for it. Let's watch him go for it. Now with a little bit of slipstream from Atmosphere, he'll gain the first sector, but he needs to be very careful in sector 2, which is also where the other yellow stripes mediums are going to wear out a little bit.
Yeah, the question is Atmosphere on his own hot lap, and is he going to let him through? Because this could be a risky maneuver by Chipsy if he catches Atmosphere too quickly.
Yeah, but he is improving his time. So if he can start on pole of mediums, that is gonna make his race very much. Now we're gonna see him go through sector 2, which is where we expect him to lose a little bit of time.
Yep, and let's see, is he up on his time? He's not. He is. I mean, he's down on it.
He's
by
down
1/10.
2/10. Sector 3 is also downforce dependent, so I don't know if he can beat his time.
Yeah, he's
And yeah, he
anyway.
abandons. I do you, but atmosphere.
We should see drivers coming out of the pits shortly in unison as they are looking to do their final hot lap.
Two minutes. If you're not going to come out now, you're probably never going to be able to cross the line in time.
Well,
So
there is also that bug, but Leslie, he's very confident and he retires in second, so that's gonna be interesting. I mean, I think he'll definitely get beaten. I mean, we saw
104.3 is
Mr.
very
Hood.
respectable time.
Yeah, I just think you know everyone's gonna go out, so why would you risk it?
Yeah. So we're
Very.
looking at Games on his outlap. Behind him, we have.
J Games would be the first one to do the final hot lap here, so we'll see what happens.
IET plays 2 is probably going to get a little bit of a slipstream of him later. He really needs it because he's on a 105.6, which puts him at 14th. But yes, let's follow through J Games as he goes through the final sector to start his final hot lap.
He needs to find 5 to 6 temps if he wants to pull. That's a lot of time he needs to find here. Let's see if he can do it coming into turn 1.
Just
Getting blinded by the glare, and he
and
actually
he
already
invalidates,
invalidates.
and that's it for him.
Who's behind him? Behind him is IT Plays, who actually I think he was already doing a hot lap. Yeah, he did. So Niall also invalidates the Ferrari, who is that? That is Exia, who has not invalidated, so he's currently the lead car to finish their hot lap and possibly move up. Exia on the softs. If he can find a second, he would be putting himself in a really good position. Even 5 temps would boost him up a little bit on the table there, which would be ideal for him. He also has Rad behind him. Rad also looking to find any extra temps he can. Juan retires. That's on track, surprisingly.
That's not very nice. But as long as he doesn't block anyone, I think it's fine. But there is someone behind him going on a hot lap.
Mr. Hood is up on his time from what I can see. Rad is going into the pit, so Rad might be dropping down as Exia gets 11th, and he won't drop down. Rad is going to stay in 10th as things stand now. It's going to be up to Hood to possibly grab pole position away from Chipsy. We'll have to see. And Fig crashes into the wall before he has time to finish his lap. He was 4 temps up, apparently. I don't know what happened there.
I'm falling through Mr. Hood as he's much faster than before and gets a 104.3.
Chipsy, he's actually up on his time. Will he be able to get that 103? Or will he see? Oh, and he's gonna. Oh,
that's
no,
an invalidation.
Chipsy out here cheating out here right now as he goes across the line for 104.1 again.
Tier 2 script confirmed.
And Babu is pitting, and that's qualification for Tier 2. Hopefully,
yep,
everything goes well in the race.
Whew. That was a wild ride for qualifying. So let's look at that. So we have Chipsy on pole, Mr. Hood in second, 2 tenths behind, and Leslie with the same time. But Mr. Hood set his time first, which gets him in second place.
Wait, wouldn't Leslie set his time first because he retired before Hood?
Oh, that's true.
That. So that's very interesting. It could be little like tiny numbers going in. I don't know. That's insane though. I think this happens like once every season, at least, where someone will be on the same exact gap.
That we'll probably see a lot of fireworks into turn 1 because Leslie is not going to be very happy about that. All right, so let's look down the order. And Disappointment of the Day Pop Dog with a DSQ. for spinning out at the wrong time.
Yep, that's very unfortunate, and nothing we can really do to fix
Uh,
that.
yeah, unlike Tier 1 yesterday, no one in the top 10 managed to set their time on mediums. So we're probably gonna spec a few people on mediums that will all be in the back.
So I don't know what's taking so long, but we're still staring at this result screen. And there's more left and came back, so
Well,
yeah.
while we're at it, while we're just waiting for Codemasters to sort their thing out, let's just look at the driver standings really quickly. J Games is probably gonna run away with the championship, but apart from that, the midfield down from fourth and behind is very close.
There we go. XT apparently had some issue and his game crashed, and that's why we were kind of like stuck.
We'll stall for as long as it can, but Exia, if you're watching the stream, remember not to immediately take control of your car at the start. That does cause issues. Alright. We have survived qualifying.
Yep. Hopefully no bugs happen. I mean, anything can happen with we still have formation lap to go through.
I'm gonna try to reverse jinx it and say there is no way we're gonna finish this race.
No way.
Absolutely not. So let's look at Codemasters on the formation lap, but we're still waiting for players. And we're waiting again. If I was XE, I wouldn't give up quite that early because the AI is actually surprisingly good at the start. I've actually gained position just leaving it on AI for a little while. Not because I wanted to, but I disconnected as well. So I wouldn't give up just yet. As we should see leading the pack on the formation lap. Oh, what do you? So strategy is gonna be probably soft medium for all our.
Yep. We have a couple medium runners in the back, but some of them opted in to go for the softer compound. So
there you go. Confirmation of the strategy provided by AWS.
Yep.
All right.
Any safety car prediction?
Safety car predictions. Turn 3 is gonna be tricky in lap 1, let's say.
Yep. We had an incident, I believe, right? Attack got hit.
It
didn't cause a safety car, however, though. So.
Oh, there's people invalidated. Oh, but no, people crashed on the safety car lap. That's unfortunate.
Yep, it was Cosmic and Eric. Now I'm gonna have cold tires.
These are two people who are not going to be very happy about that. So just... Mal's taking it very slowly. As you would. Safety cars. Would you pit on the lap 1 safety car?
No.
No? I would actually. I would. I think if you put a lap 1 safety car and you're on you're on mediums, you could do 2 softs.
I feel like lap 1 is too early.
Lap 1's too early?
Yeah, for this track to justify it at all. Maybe if it was like lap 6 through 9, but lap 1.
Did Codemasters spin?
And why is there a Ferrari? Oh, and there's a car spun backwards as a Ferrari. It's oh my god.
What
GG,
is?
It's round 2 of yesterday night, and also
there's a Ferrari just on its way.
Yeah, I don't know whose Ferrari is that. That's Cosmic out here. Cosmic cheating. My
Has the race started on your screen?
no, it's bugged. I mean, there's a car flipped upside or not upside down, but backwards. It's Niall. No, it's not Niall. Actually, it's Eric. Eric. Yeah. So this is just wonderful. Thank you, Cody's. Thank you for Jetta because now we get to race that terrible track. So at least there's that to look forward to next season. Maybe Cosmic's AI is just doing an extra lap and it's going to warm up his tires and then he'll sit on the grid. Now, Eric, I don't know how we're going to deal with Eric's situation of being completely backwards on the formation lap. So I just don't know.
Okay, we are not restarting the lobby tonight, confirmed. So anyway, if you're Cosmic and you need a refresher on what the race lights mean, you might want to take a course of Driver 61.
Cosmic is just going. And he's just gone. He's having his own race. He's still in 15th, granted, so he's not really gaining any positions. But yeah.
So this isn't tier 2 really. This is just. Okay. Okay, so while Cosmic runs his way while Cosmic runs his way through the tracks and go through the track and thinks about his life or whatever, let's just.
Whoa! What just happened?
Lobby's restarted.
Yeah, but are Rail going back? Whoa! I've never seen this before.
Let's figure this out. I'll be back.
Causing a VSC, but we are underway, Smithy.
Alright. I thought they were all AI, but I guess they are actually driving.
Yeah, so Chipsy falling back to 6, possibly due to not even knowing the race started because Leslie did not know. Aston Martin's in 3rd and 2nd. Right now, that's good for Dumb. Everything's just all over the place right now. Cosmic, he's DNF'd in the pits, and so is Exia, so they're done with the race. We already have 4 DNFs, and it's only been lap 1.
They are done for the night, and honestly, I don't blame them. This has been an ordeal.
Yeah, it's very shameful to Codemasters to really screw things up, and that is Tykes. No, not Tykes. ET plays crashing. And I can't tell if I'm spectating on the map anymore. That kind of sucks.
Alright, let's look at the... So let's look at how the race has settled out for a little bit. We have Mr. Hood in the lead, because Chipsy lost 5 places. Because Codemasters. You know what?
Right.
No, this is a good thing. I've decided this is a good thing. Because this is a test of random qualifying.
Chipsy going side by side with Nile into turn 1. They leave each other enough space. Babu's actually spun on track, though. It was Babu doing the signature move of not surviving that long, unfortunately. He was in a good position, second place.
Yeah, and waiting for all the leaders to pass has cost him 12 positions, I think.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You know, you hate to see it. Chipsy, not Chipsy, Nile looking to fight back Chipsy.
Yes, we're looking at Nile following 0.3.
You know, on AI mode for you, if you look at Ms. Moore's screen, because it is showing that for me. Let me go ask.
Yeah, you go ask. Meanwhile, Nismo's already picked up a penalty, and it's only been 3 laps in. We're looking at the lead. We're looking at lead battle now. Fig's about setting up a move against Mr. Hood. He's very close, and with DRS, that should
What the heck?
He's gonna go side by side into turn 1 and does get the move done. That's a very good move. Almost loses on the curve just now, but he's fine. But Mr. Hood's gonna come back at him. Mr. Hood's gonna come back at him, and this is a longer DRS straight, so he does have the advantage. And Mr. Hood takes the outside, takes the hairpin, and he's back in the lead. Whew.
MLG God did retire, but a little bit dangerous in my opinion. Some cars had to take avoiding action. But we have Rad on the back of Nismore, and like you said, Fig was able to get past Hood, but Hood coming right back in that second DRS straight.
Meanwhile,
first, I guess.
Meanwhile, the Red Bull tries to go around the outside of turn 4, almost gets shoved out wide, but Nismo gives him enough space to go through, and they both survive. This battle is massively helping his teammate. Let's look at the battle again.
Red! He's spun and he's gonna not collect into the wall.
Meanwhile, we're looking at the lead, and Mr. Figs tries the same move again on the inside, forces Mr. Hood out wide. We're gonna go 3 wide into turn 3!
Oh my god, let's see it. Is it gonna happen?
Mr. Figs has a lead! Juan's also gonna take Mr. Hood as well if they leave each other enough space. Actually, no, he doesn't. Mr. Hood has a much better exit and goes through.
And Gypsy over snaps on his car and almost takes Dial out with him behind those 3. And it's going to be a fun battle to watch, I guess, right? All these cars really close to each other. It's anyone's game. One mistake can really drop you down that grid. And your games is also coming right behind them.
So 2-2 chat. No, so random qualifying is working very well for 2-2. I can imagine they're not enjoying it, but I'm enjoying this very much. So the top 7 are in a clump as what happened?
Fig retires, and that's oh my god, it's right outside the pit lane. He must have done the same thing Rad did, and yeah,
Fig
it looks
retires,
like his wheel is broken.
And that's a safety car.
That's a full safety car. F in chat. Chat saying it's not random qualifying. I know it's not random qualifying. I'm just joking about it because the AI handled the start. Okay. So let's just all calm down and breathe for a little bit while we get the safety car to just sort of went out of the outboard. So we have Mr. Hood in the lead. Actually, let's see who's gained
who's gained how many positions. So with Mr. Hood in the lead, Juan Sari is the big winner so far, gaining 5 positions into P2. Niall's actually not doing too bad either. Not doing bad either now into P3. Then we have Chipsy with a penalty. It's probably the big loser, and he spins. You cannot bin it under a safety car, Chipsy. And he pits. Understandably so.
Gypsy pitting. I wonder how the safety car will really change things up. Probably. Oh, and Tykes picks up the drive-through penalty. That's unfortunate.
So because of all of people crashing out, Pop Dog gained 14 positions. You must be very happy if you're a supporter of Alfa Romeo right now. But let's see what people are doing with pit stops. So we have Atmosphere in P3 right now on mediums, and because of the safety car, he's probably gained a heap of time. Meanwhile, the first of the pitters are Niall, who is gonna run mediums. Slap 7 mediums, which means he has to run 29 laps if he wants to last all the way to the end.
And this more is coming in to retire the car, so that will mean everyone here, as long as they finish, gets points. So we lost all 8 drivers within 8 laps. That's definitely a stat, right?
Well, Tykesman comes in pits as well. Has that happened before? There's 2 went out
maybe
with
in Spa.
Dombey.
Oh my God, Tykesman retires. So that means when Nismore retires, that's 9 drivers, and we're not even that far into the race. Oh my, this game really impressed some people.
So understandably, Radical just gonna go to the back chilling on hard tires. I don't blame him right now because he's up for 2 points at least, even if it doesn't work. This game. So if you work at Codemasters and you're listening, please fix the game. I don't need like a new track. I don't really want like Aston Martin safety cars. I'm even okay with like a bare bones career as in last year. Just fix the game.
No. They gotta have a really good story mode that they spend all their time on instead of actually fixing the game.
Ah, yes. I care about what's his face. I care about what's his face so much that. No, I got nothing. I got nothing. As the safety car comes in this lap with Juan Saria leading the pack, he's weaving trying to warm his tires up, understandably. And let's see when he goes. He has the championship leader right behind him, and we are racing again at Austria for Tier 2. And James gets a much better start. Than everyone behind him, and Juansari as well as we go into turn 1. Just being patient with it for a little bit.
Babu, look at Babu over here.
Babu's not gonna wait around like the front. He's just gonna go for it. He's just gonna go for it. Makes him a few moves.
Niall's right behind him as well. Niall, oh my God! Oh, wow, that's. Did he make it stick? Yeah, he made it stick, and some rough racing going on here.
Niall taking both of them to the cleaners as he goes on the inside of Atmosphere as well. Is he gonna get like 4 positions in 2 turns?
Looks like it.
No, but no, has to back out of that because he's on the outside. But does a switchback as Atmosphere goes into the gravel trap. At that, he's P4.
Mr. Hood on the
my.
back of Nismore and Babu. Babu going on the inside, coming into the final few turns, and that's a ballsy move, but he makes it stick, and He still needs to give a little bit of space, but Nismore going to have the chance to attack back on the start-finish line. Mr. Hood also going to be attacking Nismore as well. Is he going to go for the move? No, he's not. He's going to wait. And actually, that's Chipsy.
But Chipsy's in there in the move into turn 1.
Yeah. So
wow.
They're going all at it right now. Chipsy still
going
on the
for
inside.
Another move into Mr. Hood. And Mr. Hood gives him space and Chipsy does get through, but Mr. Hood gets a much better exit and goes back into 7th. Meanwhile, Hansarya and Jagames are just working together trying to get rid of the pack because, as we can see, they're fighting very, very hard right now. As we see Isle coming up into the back of Pop Dog, and they're going through the high-speed section. Well, Pop Dog gets a 3-second penalty. Now's a much newer tire, so this should be very easy for him. Going into the final section. Decides to be a little bit patient, as you should. And it's a safety car. What happened there?
Safety car? I don't know. Looks like we're down to 8 people. I don't know what happened, but Atmosphere and Nismore seem to have died, and we're down to 8 people. Is it even worth commentating anymore?
You have to pit now. Oh my. Austria is cursed. Austria is absolutely cursed. If you're in the top 3 and you haven't boxed yet, now would be a great time.
Hello, just a little update for the stream.
Yep.
So Rad spun in Sector 3 and collected Atmosphere, who then collected Nismore.
And that's the end of that.
No, it's not. We're still racing.
We are still racing.
That's fine. Let's get to the end. Come on, it's like guaranteed points for everyone.
That is it. Well, Mr. Hood gets a drive-through penalty for speeding up the safety car. You gotta pay attention to the delta on that. Alright. Hot Dog refuses to pit because he's on 11 lap salt on mediums. That might be a mistake. Because everyone's on pit. On the bright side, yesterday in Tier 1, we had a very bad safety car issue. We had a bad safety car issue, which doesn't seem to be popping up right now with Tier 2, which is very good. However, only 8 people have survived the first 10 laps. So again, if you're Radical, you're guaranteed 2 points, no matter what happens, as long as you finish the race. That's all you have to do now. As Niall pits for newer tires, I'm not surprised. We will continue the stream because we want to catch the SC bug. Not because they catch the SC bug, because Codemaster says, our game is perfect. It isn't. It isn't. There is an SC bug, and let's see if it's gonna come up. Oh. So we're just waiting for the safety car. Hot Dog leaves the safety car a wide margin, and honestly, I don't blame him at all. Second we have J Games. He's our championship leader. He might probably move to Pop Dog very early because Pop Dog's on very old medium. Next we have Juan Saria. As his safety car comes in the slap, the safety car is not bugged. But if you're Pop Dog, you're not expecting to be in that position today. You're not really expecting to be in that position today while you're going into the race. But here we are. You're on old mediums. You're on old mediums. Everyone behind you is on new tires. You're in first now. What do you do? As we get the race underway, we're going back. Pop Dog's got a great start. But compared to everyone behind him, J Games is trying to keep up as best as he can. Meanwhile, Hasari has got a very bad start. He's gonna have people behind him very quickly. Hi, Matt.
We're back. I'm gonna commentate this 8-man show. Very fun driver reactions I got here. We got Chipsy cursing the game, and I love. It's just all over the place.
Do you remember that Monaco Grand? Do you remember that Monaco Grand Prix where if you finish, you got on the podium? I don't, because I was born after them.
So it looks like Radical's the biggest loser of this bunch, as he failed to do anything useful and is in 8th. Mr. Hood pits for his drive-through, however, so... Oh, actually, Rad is pitting himself, so it looks like he picked up some sort of damage. Unfortunate.
I'm surprised Pop Dog's lasted in P1 for that long. Wait, but that's not going to last very much longer as J Games decides this is it, I'm going to go through, and he's in P1, but Pop Dog's going to fight it into the hairpin, but he has to fight Juan Saria, which gets a much better exit, which I'm not surprised because Pop Dog's on much older tires. That was probably a strategic error.
Babu really looking for moves in front of Chipsy, waiting for the right opportunity to overtake Babu, though. He wants Pop Dog. Pop Dog has that penalty and still has the pit, but I feel like Pop Dog, he's doing a good idea. Oh, and as I speak of him, he is spinning himself out, and there goes all of that hard work of staying in front, gone down the drain.
It's good news that he didn't collect anyone else, as Babu gets a 3-second penalty for crossing the white line on one of the hardest corners in the game. And while J Games sets a fastest lap of 106.888, with Juan Saria right on the field. DRS is now enabled.
Yep. I think we'll see Juan get over J Games here. Yep, there it is.
And there we are.
Oh, is it actually going to work? I don't know. Oh.
He's going to have to work for it. He gets a much worse exit while J Games goes through.
Yeah, and Chipsy was unable to get past Babu as well, so disappointing by both these drivers. But however, they're going to have DRS on this zone now, and Chipsy side by side with Babu. Babu does not pull him off track. Oh, that's unfortunate. He should have pit there, but I guess...
He was very far behind, so I understand. While Radical's decided he's had enough and he's going to retire.
Yep, we're down to 7 drivers. This is pretty much, drive to survive. Whoever wants to get points stays, and whoever feels like this isn't worth their time leaves.
If you're last, just leave it on AI.
Well, actually, you can't do that. You cannot do that, actually, because we have a rule talking about how long you can have your AI race for you, so... I mean, obviously, who would know? But I guess we would know because we would eventually look at them. And...
That's true. But the trick to... Oh, sorry, Cody's camera angles were giving me cancer. But we're looking at J Games trying to go through again. Sorry, yeah, they're tripping over each other, but just giving a chance for the chasing pack to catch up. Doesn't manage to overtake him this lap. So, going back to the AI thing, do you know I thought with F1 rules, the trick to cheating is as long as you don't get caught, it's fine.
Yep, pretty much. That's why Chipsy downloaded some cheats the other day. How do you think he was doing that good in quali with little practice?
Chipsy script, T2 script confirmed again. As we look at Niall was gonna set up an overtake, but he messes up sector 3 quite a bit. Meanwhile, let's go back to the lead while Games is trailing Monsario, which is a little bit of a surprise because they were swapping positions every lap before that. Gypsy's out of juice. Oh, it is. Babu's out of battery and tries to defend against Niall, and shoves him out wide, which lets him keep P4.
Oh my god, Niall, or not Niall, Babu spun, and it looked like he almost hit Niall. Or maybe he did, I'm not
At
sure.
this rate,
but
everyone is going to die.
yeah, drive to survive, you know? Or drive till you get bored, pretty much, because you still have 16 or 17 more laps remaining. Or no, actually, yeah. Oh my god, but the gaps are building, so it really will become drive until you get bored here, but Games, he's still eyeing that race win because this race will be counted for tier 2. So points are on the table. Games, is he gonna dive? No, he's not gonna
Thinks
dive.
better of it. But does get a much better apex than Bond as we go through the second section, but you don't really want to overtake here. It's very much too easy to get into an accident. Watching this race is like watching the movie Titanic. You know exactly how it's gonna end, but you're gonna watch it anyway. And if you haven't watched the Titanic, spoiler alert, everyone dies. So let's look at Games get another crack at a lead going through turn 1 while Gypsy gets a 3-second time penalty. He's not really deploying, but that's fine. That's fine as he dives right into the hairpin and does get the move done. And that puts him into the lead while one rear ends him a little bit. I don't know if that gets damage.
Gypsy's coming up now. He's gonna have DRS.
So let's look at the battery comparison. Games has 60%, Juan's on 50%, and Chipsy's on 30%. So Games is in a very good position right now as we see a Babu spin again into the high speed section.
Yep, and I don't know, man. Let's see, can Juan get past Games? I think no, he won't. Actually, he crashes into the wall and does not take his wheel with him, so he will not be DNFing, but he will lose his entire wing, and that pretty much kills the gap between Gypsy and Games because now he needs to find DRS again.
I would be very surprised if there's another safety car comes out, so that's probably the chance of the podium over. So Gypsy inherits P2, and also relieves some of the pressure on Games as he goes into P1. And very much running away with it now. I'll just leave it on leader, because we only have 7 cars remaining. Gypsy has a 6-second penalty though, so Games is probably as good as won it. His closest competitor is effectively Niall, who is 5 seconds behind.
We'll never say never because, you know, Games could spin at any time.
Speaking of spinning, here goes Monsario.
Yeah, there it is. I don't think he spun, actually. I think it was more of the fact that he has no wing, so he slowed down.
Yeah. Shout out to Pop Dog for hanging in on there.
Yep.
Meanwhile, let's look at the lead cards again as Chipsy's close right up to J-Games. Has DRS, but probably won't go for an overtake because he's a little bit too far back. Meanwhile, we're looking at Juan with the new front wing, sorry, coming out of the pits. Pop Dog's coming in for his normal stop.
Look at Chipsy though. Chipsy on the back of J-Games, the closest gap that we have out of our 7 drivers. What will happen? And I think we'll also see Pop Dog get past Juan very shortly as well. But can Chipsy do it?
Can Chipsy do it? He's now 2 tenths. He's now 2 tenths behind J-Games as he goes through the hot start finish straight. He's going for a move into turn 1, fakes it. That's like a fake move actually, which is actually a very good job. Puts J-Games under pressure as he goes to turn 3 now, and goes with the outside, and that's a very easy overtake.
Yep, Chipsy reclaiming the lead.
That puts J-Games into the back foot. But this gives him a very good opportunity to regain some of his battery, who's on 44%. Chipsy's almost had to use all of his battery, all of his battery to overtake. Any more, and he would have derated. So we're 23 laps into our 36th lap Austrian Grand Prix. 7 people remaining. Some of them would quit due to the Codemasters being cancer, and some of them would quit because they've crashed into the wall, because this is Austria. It looks very easy to drive, but it actually isn't. We're looking at J-Games trying to go again into turn 3. Nothing doing this time. Still has DRS though, which is kind of the important thing. Doesn't save his battery though. He's gonna go for it. If you're chat and you know that 706 people survived the Titanic, I will give you a prize, which is nothing. That's impressive. I did not know that. Meanwhile, let's look at your game. As he goes through turn 1 again. As he goes through turn 1, this time's 3 tenths, which is a little bit closer. A little bit closer, but he's playing a little bit loose with the track limits, which might get him a penalty. He can afford to get another 3 seconds though, because Chipsy's on 6. And J-Games doesn't actually need to overtake at all. He just needs to follow him through the last 11 laps, and he will be crowned the victor. Niles not really catching him to the back, so he'll probably have to settle for P3, barring any more acts of God or acts of Codemasters. Mr. Hood's in P4, just chilling. Babu had pulled quite a few moves until his spin, and he's now in P5. Meanwhile, we have Juan, who was running in 2nd place and was doing very, very well for himself. Doing very, very well for himself until he spun again, which puts him in P6, and we have Pop Dog just hanging in there in P7. You have to give it to him.
Leslie finally leaving the session. Apparently he was watching.
There is a certain beauty to slow train wrecks that just forces you not to look away. This is probably one of them. J-Game is very content with staying behind Chipsy right now, because Chipsy's now on 9 seconds of penalties, which put Niall in a very good position actually. If now he can get a little bit of a move on, he'll get another spot. So now if Niall can make 2 tenths up, that'll put him in P2. The race is not over for our top 3.
I don't know, man. I still think Pop Dog's gonna somehow find a way and win the race.
Come on, Pop Dog, we're cheering for you.
You know, it just takes one DNF and safety car is out again. Maybe J-Games Chipsy will have some sort of issue as J-Games going very deep into turn 3 and nothing happens. God, okay.
That's a very good overtake attempt. If you're J-Games and you stay behind him, you're still P1 anyway. But ignore that as he tries to go for a move into turn 4. Chipsy gives him enough room, but J-Games doesn't get it done. That's a very risky move.
You gotta go for risky moves. If you're J-Games, honestly.
I don't know. I'm content with staying behind people with penalties, honestly. But we're fighting for pride here.
People.
Hey.
You gotta make it interesting and fight as hard as you can.
The future of this race depends on you, J-Games, as he goes through the start-finish line into turn 1. Doesn't think about a move yet because obviously you do not want to overtake into turn 1, especially when you get another bite of DRS. Now we're coming into turn 3, and J-Games does get it done. This time he's much further ahead than Chipsy. Gets to the airpin, parks it on the apex. No, he doesn't park it on the apex, which gives Chipsy a chance to claw his advantage back. But Chipsy doesn't get a good exit, and that's the end of that for now. And we'll go to the next lap.
These two drivers are pretty much going to be leapfrogging around each other until the end of the race, which is hopefully soon because nothing else interesting is happening. So, the question is, who gets that last little leap from each other to win this race? I mean, actually, it doesn't matter because we already know Chipsy has penalty, but still, on track wise, who would win?
If you're Chipsy, you need to start thinking about Niall because you just need a little bit of time to clear him, and J-Games is clearly much faster. But that makes the race a little bit boring, and we want to see you overtake, which he's doing now. Going into the DRS, Chase thinks, does he go left, does he go right? He does go right, goes into the hairpin, does he park on the apex like they're supposed to? Yes, he does, but J-Games gets a very good exit and goes back into the lead. And this fight continues into turn 4. Who's your driver of the day?
I don't know. You have a lot of candidates. You know, you got Niall, you got Cosmic's AI, the entire lobby. I don't know. It's a tough decision for sure. I feel like we deserve driver today.
I think we deserve driver of the day. Yeah, but apart...
Gypsy, oh, he's gonna get the move done. No, he's not. He backed out. Wow. Oh my god.
That's very close.
Come on. I mean, let's see something interesting.
Usually they give it to Niall, but then this is a sort of race where you kind of have to give it to Pop Dog for not quitting.
I mean, I don't see why Pop Dog would quit. I mean... He didn't really crash with anyone or have any issues. He's been doing his own thing, having a nice time.
As Chipsy almost loses on the curve, that's a little bit too much, but does save it. And we're going into lap 31 as J-Games rounds the final few corners. J-Games has kept it cool. J-Games has kept it cool so far. He's just watched almost the entirety of the grid disintegrate behind him, but he's still chilling up in P1.
Let's see, can Chipsy get the move this time, or is he going to still sit behind your games?
No, he's not. He's going to use all of his battery as he goes through the straight. And does get the move done this time. This time's much more convincing than last lap. Oh, as I say that, James does get a slightly better exit, but that's not enough to have him overtake, surely. He does have a look, but thinks better of it. So my game turning off interval is also a Cody's problem. This is why I keep telling Fife that I shouldn't stream. Because it just does that. It just decides every time I switch drivers I want a different setting.
Yeah, intervals and all this shit is pretty weird, unfortunately. And James makes a mistake, and that's pretty much the battle over. I can't see James really doing much, and we have 4 laps left until this is over. I'm excited.
You might lose a little bit of pride and accomplishment if you finish in P2, but you are gonna get the race. You are gonna get the race win as long as you get the fastest lap, because Chipsy has 9 seconds of penalties and you have none. Of 4 laps remaining in the Austrian Grand. 4 laps in the remaining in the Austrian Grand Prix. Chipsy's in the lead, but with 9 seconds of penalties. So effectively in the lead, you have James, who is not that far behind and just in DRS range. Meanwhile, we have Niall chilling in P3. We have Niall chilling in P3, Mr. Hood chilling in P4, and Babu is going about his business in P5. P6 and P7. P6 and P7 are all sparsed apart, so the only battle we have right now is James as he's about to overtake Chipsy, and Chipsy forces him fully onto the curb. Meanwhile, Chipsy's just cleared his 9-second penalty tonight. I'll just leave it on leader. Chipsy's cleared his 9-second penalty tonight, but only by a hair, so he really needs to get his move on. Ah, yes, meanwhile, as Cody's. James is not going to wait around and tries to go for the overtake. Doesn't have Hamilton going into the inside, but Chipsy is not having any of it and goes straight around the outside and keeps the lead. If you're Chipsy, you can't really afford to fight James much longer because Niall is coming into your 9-second penalty gap. As we're watching James go through. Oh, Babushka tires!
Oh no.
Babushka, you were so close to the end as well! You were 34... Actually, oh, no, actually, I think the game would consider Babushka to have officially completed, as he has finished 90% of race distance. So he will get to according to F1 rules, he will get to keep his points at P7. Look at Wazari overtake, and Pop Dog inherits his P7 into P6. So now we have 6 finishers at most for the Austrian Grand Prix. We're still looking at it. Well, everyone behind him has pretty much had the race settled as long as they keep their wheels straight. The battle for the lead is still ongoing. Games leaves it on the curb a little bit too much as Chipsy gets a much better exit going into turn 4. Goes with the inside of the hairpin and does get it done, but they're too wide into the hairpin, and James gets a slightly better exit, so we're gonna have to see the battle go into the next section. And we do get a finish, with James in the lead, Chipsy at 9.2, and Niall only just misses P2 by a third of it, by 3/10. With Mr. Hood in P4, Juan in P5, as long as he keeps his 4 wheels on the track. And I think honestly, the driver update, they should go to every single finisher here.
I agree.
Yeah, all 6 of you. As we see Pop Dog surviving and crossing the line in P6. And that's that for the Austrian Grand Prix. I guess Apollo Racing Club is just destined to never race in Austria.
Apparently.
So if any one of you has offended Austria in some way, now is a good time to apologize, because we want to race in Austria eventually, and we want Codemasters to fix the game, but here we are. So that's it for the Tier 2 Austrian Grand Prix. I've been Smithy. I've been joined by Van. Have a good night.
Yes.
Let me just get the results.
Who finished? James, Chipsy, Hood, now Hot Dog, and one guy, right? Who's that one guy?
Ah, yes. I can't even get the results. That's great.